morning to all. I am Mr. S. Murali, working as a lecturer in chemistry in Vivekananda Government Higher Secondary School, Villanur. I am going to take the content ethers. So before entering into this lesson, we have discussed about the last class. So in the last class, we discussed about phenols. Good morning, my dear students. Before going to see the new unit, ethers, let us discuss what we have studied in the last class. In the last class, you studied about phenol, their preparation, property, and uses. Now, I will ask some of the questions regarding phenols. Tell me, any one of you, what are phenols? Okay, phenols are the hydroxy derivatives of benzene. Right. Now, tell me, what are the tests for phenol, or how will you distinguish ethyl alcohol from phenol? Very good. Phenol is treated with neutral ferric chloride. It gives violet coloration. When it is treated with bromine water, you will get a white precipitate of 2,4,6 tribromophenol. And dye test, that is coupling reaction, is also one of the tests for phenol. What is the functional group of alcohol? OH. Right. Let us consider the functional group RO R dash. Here, what is R and R dash? In general, in organic chemistry, R and R dash represents alkyl or aryl group. So, ethers are generally represented as RO R dash. Now we'll see the definition of ethers. Ethers are the class of organic compounds in which oxygen atom is bonded to or linked to or attached to two alkyl, two aryl, or one alkyl, one aryl group. The general formula of aliphatic ether is CnH2n plus 2O. Here N represents the number of carbon atom. Next we'll see the classification of ethers. In the case of ethers, the groups attached to the oxygen atom, that is R and R dash are alkyl groups. It is called as aliphatic ethers. If any one of the groups is an aryl group, then it is called as aromatic ethers. Let us see the classification of ethers from the diagram. Ethers are, first of all, broadly classified into simple ethers. The groups which are attached to the oxygen atom are same. It may be either alkyl or aryl groups. That is, both alkyl or aryl groups attached to the oxygen atom are same. Then it is called as simple ethers. Let us see the examples given. CH3O, CH3. So the groups attached to the oxygen atom are CH3, CH3. So which is come under the category of simple ethers. Another example I have given C6H5O, C6H5. In this case also the groups attached to the oxygen atom are same. So it is also another example for simple ether. And next one is mixed ether. The groups which are attached to the oxygen atom are different. Then the ethers are called as mixed ethers. That is, two alkyl or aryl groups attached to the oxygen atom are different. Then the ethers are called as mixed ethers. So I have given the example CH3O, CH, CH3, single bond, CH3. Another example CH3O, C6H5. If you noted this example, the groups attached to the oxygen atom are different. So these two are examples of mixed ether. Okay, let us recall the naming of ethers according to the IUPAC nomenclature. So in the case of alcohol, according to the IUPAC system, alcohols are ended with the suffix OL, whereas in the case of ethers, we have to use the link word oxy between the alkyl are aryl groups. As you know very well, ethers are classified into two types, that is simple ether and mixed ether. Let us see the tabular column. I have given 6 examples. Number 1, CH3O CH3. Number 2, C2H5O C2H5. Number 3, C6H5O C6H5. And fourth one, CH3O C2H5. Number fifth one, C6H5O CH3. And finally, C6H5O C2H5. Have you seen the example? Now tell me, what are the compounds belongs to simple ethers and mixed ethers? Very good. The first three are the examples of simple ethers because the groups attached to the oxygen atom are same. Right. Similarly, the remaining three groups, that is the three examples given in the last three, are examples of mixed ethers because the groups attached to the oxygen atom are different. Right. Now we will see the name of the compound according to common system as well as in the IUPAC nomenclature. In the case of simple ether, for the first one, CH3O CH3, name of CH3 is methyl group. So there are two methyl groups attached to the oxygen atom. So common name of the compound is dimethyl ether. Okay. So compound name is dimethyl ether. Whereas in the case of IUPAC system, you have to include the word oxy. Okay. So CH3 is methyl and OCH3 is considered as methoxy. So IUPAC name of the compound is methoxymethane. Let us try the second one. What are the groups attached? C2H5, O, C2H5. What is the name of C2H5? Ethyl. How many ethyl groups are there? 2. So common name of the compound is diethyl ether. Okay. Now you take the one group C2H5, that is ethyl. The remaining group is C2H5O, which is called as ethoxy. So IUPAC name is ethoxyethane. Similarly, the third one is diphenyl ether and its IUPAC name is phenoxybenzene. Can you follow me? Okay. And fourth one, there are two groups. One is CH3, another one is C2H5, which is an example of mixed ether. In the case of mixed ether, in the common system, we have to follow alphabetical order. What is name of CH3? Methyl. What is name of C2H5? Ethyl. So according to alphabetical order, ethyl group come first. So common name of the compound is ethyl, methyl, ether. So in the IUPAC nomenclature, in the case of mixed ether, the compound containing greater number of carbon. The compound must be ended with a greater number of carbon. So in this example, CH3O C2H5, the compound which consists of greater number of carbon is C2H5. Another one is CH3. So IUPAC name of the compound is methoxyethane. And second one, C6H5O CH3. So the compound which consists of greater number of carbon is C6H5. With that, you have to add hydrogen. You will get the compound name is benzene, and the remaining group is taken as a substituent group. So IUPAC name of the compound is methoxybenzene, which is commercially called it as anisole. And finally, the last one, you please try it. What are the groups attached? One is C6H5, another one is C2H5. So the group which consists of greater number of carbon is C6H5. You please add one hydrogen, you will get the hydrocarbon compound benzene, and C2H5 is the substituent group. So IUPAC name is ethoxybenzene, which is commercially called it as phenol. Okay, here you please try it yourself. Give the IUPAC name of the following compounds and classify them as simple or mixed. As you know very well, simple ethers are the ethers in which the groups attached to the oxygen atom are same, and mixed ethers are one in which the groups attached to the oxygen atom are different. And you know how to know how to name the IUPAC nomenclature of the ether compound. Let us see the methods of preparation of ether. The first one is intermolecular dehydration of alcohol. What do you mean by dehydration? In chemistry, wherever you come across a D, that represents removal. Hydration means water. So dehydration means removal of water. Always this dehydration reaction takes place in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. Concentrated sulfuric acid acts as a catalyst. Intermolecular dehydration of alcohol means removal of water molecule takes place between the similar molecules. So, in the case of ethanol, when it is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid, the mixture CH3, CH2OH and CH3CH2OH, due to the removal of HOH water molecule, it leads to the formation of diethyl ether. Large scale preparation of ethers can be done by making use of Williamson's ether synthesis. Both simple as well as mixed ethers are prepared by making use of Williamson ether synthesis. The example what we have given is sodium methoxide heated with ethyl bromide results in the formation of methoxyethane. When an alkyl halide is heated with an alcoholic solution of sodium alkoxide, the corresponding ethers are obtained. The reaction involves SN2 mechanism. Okay, right. We know that primary alkyl halides undergoes SN2 reaction. SN2 means nucleophilic substitution bimolecular. Hence, for the preparation of mixed ether having primary and tertiary alkyl group, primary alkyl halide and tertiary alkoxide are used. On the other hand, if you use tertiary alkyl halide and primary alkoxide, elimination dominates and succeeds over substitution to form an alkene compound. So this is the mechanism of the reaction. So the example I have given is bromoethane and tertiary alkoxide ion. So here in this case, on heating due to the elimination of sodium bromide, the product is an ether compound. Whereas if tertiary butyl bromide and sodium methoxide are used instead of ether, the product is an alkene with the elimination of methyl alcohol. And third method of preparation is methylation of alcohol. Here, ethyl alcohol heated with diazomethane in the presence of fluoroboric acid as a catalyst. The product is methoxyethane. What do you mean by diazo? Diazo means organic compounds having the functional group N2. Okay, now let us try making use of Williamson synthesis and methylation of alcohol. I will prepare anisole diethyl ether. Okay, so using Williamson synthesis, how will you prepare anisole? Try. And next, how will you convert phenol to anisole? Try it yourself. Now we can discuss the physical properties of ethers. Ethers are polar in nature. The dipole moment of ether is 1.18 D. Boiling point of ethers are slightly higher than that of alkenes and lower than that of alcohols of comparable masses. Why is the boiling point of alcohols are greater than ethers? Because the functional group of alcohol is OH, in which oxygen is attached to hydrogen atom, whereas in the case of ethers, oxygen is bonded to only two carbon atom. So due to the presence of hydrogen bonding, the boiling point of alcohols are greater than that of ethers. Okay, then next, ethers are miscible with water, as the oxygen of ether can form hydrogen bond with water. Now let us see the chemical properties of ether. Then first one is, how does ethers react with HI? Here I have given two examples. Number one, methoxyethane heated with HI. The products formed are iodine, methane and ethanol. Here the halide ion is attached to CH3 and H attached to the remaining group. So the products formed are iodomethane and ethanol. And the second example I have given is methoxybenzene. What is its formula? C6H5OCH3 heated with HI. Here also the halodion is attached to CH3 and H is attached to the phenoxide group. The products are phenol and iodomethane. How does the reaction takes place? Let us see the mechanism of the reaction. Ethers having primary alkyl group undergoes, as you know very well, SN2 reaction, while tertiary alkyl ether undergoes SN1 reaction. Protonation of ether is followed by the attack of halodion. The halodion preferentially attacks the less sterically hindered of the two alkyl groups which are attached to ethereal oxygen. So this is how the reaction takes place. Oxygen is capable of donating electron to hydrogen and intermediate compound is formed, and due to the addition of halodion to CH3 and transfer of the positively charged ion, will get the product as iodomethane and ethanol. When excess of HBr or HI is used, the alcohol formed will further react with HBr or HI to form alkyl halides. You please try yourself how does 1 mole of HI is allowed to react with tertiary methyl ether. Identify what is the product and please write down the mechanism of the reaction. The next, how ethers undergo oxidation. Auto-oxidation of ethers. When ethers are stored in the presence of atmospheric oxygen, they slowly oxidize to form hydroperoxides and dialkyl peroxides. These are explosive in nature. Such a spontaneous oxidation by atmospheric oxygen is called auto-oxidation. Auto means self-oxidation. So when diethyl ether exposed to air, it forms peroxide. The reaction takes place with a high explosion. So ethers can never be evaporated to dryness. Okay. Then how does diethyl ether reacts with PCl5? What is PCl5? Very good. That is nothing but phosphorus pentachloride. In organic reaction, wherever you come across, when the compound is treated with the PCl5, it can be split into write it as Cl, PCl3, Cl. So in the case of diethyl ether, when it is treated with the PCl5, one of the Cl is attached to CTH5, another Cl is attached to CTH5, and PCl3 is added with oxygen. You will get two molecules of ethyl chloride plus POCl3. So what is POCl3? Very good. Phosphorus oxychloride. And what is the name of C2H5Cl? Good. Ethyl chloride. That is the common name. What is its IUPAC name? Very good. Chloroethane. Now let us see how does diethyl ether reacts with the chlorine. Diethyl ether reacts with the chlorine. It undergoes substitution reaction. What do you mean by substitution reaction? In a substitution reaction, an atom or group is replaced by another without undergoing any change in its structure. When diethyl ether reacts with the chlorine, all the hydrogen atoms are substituted by the chloro group. You will get the product as perchlorodiethyl ether. Now let us see the equation. Diethyl ether C2H5O C2H5 reacts with the chlorine Cl2. You will get the product C2Cl5O C2Cl5 plus HCl. Okay. Now how to balance the equation? The number of hydrogen atoms in diethyl ether is 10. So multiply HCl by 10. Okay. Now calculate the total number of chloro group. Total number of chloro group 20. So multiply Cl2 by 10. Then you will get the balanced equation. That is how diethyl ether reacts with the chlorine. You will get the product as perchlorodiethyl ether, which is an example for substitution reaction. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. Next, we will see how does diethyl ether reacts with the dilute sulfuric acid. When diethyl ether reacts with the dilute sulfuric acid, it undergoes hydrolysis. What do you mean by hydrolysis? Addition of water is called as hydrolysis. So water can be split to write as H OH. So H is attached to ethoxy group and OH is attached to C2H5. So diethyl ether decomposed to give ethyl alcohol. So this is the method of conversion of diethyl ether to ethyl alcohol. So the next reaction is how does diethyl ether reacts with acetyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous zinc chloride. Acetyl chloride formula is CH3COCl. When diethyl ether reacts with acetyl chloride, the chloro group is attached to one of the alkyl group, that is C2H5. The remaining CH3CO is attached to ethoxy group. So you'll get the product as ethyl chloride and ethyl acetate. Now we'll see the uses of diethyl ether. Diethyl ether is used as a surgical anesthetic agent in surgery. ஆப்ரேஷனில் இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மயக்க மருந்தாக இதை பயன்படுத்துகிறாங்க. And it is used as a good solvent for organic reactions and extraction. இப்போ உலோகங்களும் சரி மற்ற கரிம சேர்மங்களை அதன் தாதுவிலிருந்து பிரித்தெடுப்பதற்கு இதை ஒரு சால்வெண்ட்டாக பயன்படுத்துகிறாங்க. Used as a volatile starting fluid for diesel and gasoline engine and used as a refrigerant. இந்த ஃப்ரிட்ஜில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு குளிரூட்டியாக இந்த diethyl ether பயன்படுத்துகிறாங்க. Let us now explain the structure of the functional group ether. The structure of ethyl oxygen which is attached to two alkyl group is similar to the structure of OH group in alcohol. Alcohols are represented as ROH, in that R represent the alkyl group. The oxygen atom is sp3 hybridized. As from the diagram, the two sp3 hybridized orbitals of oxygen linearly overlap with the two sp3 hybridized orbitals of the carbon, which are directly attached to the oxygen, forming two CO sigma bonds. The COC bond angle is slightly greater than tetrahedral angle. What is the tetrahedral angle? Normally 109 degree 5 minutes angle. Due to the repulsive interaction between the two bulkier alkyl groups, the tetrahedral angle is slightly greater, which is equal to 111.7 degree. Okay, let us now discuss about the chemical properties of aromatic ethers. Anisole is an example for aromatic ether. So in which OCH3 group, that is methoxy group, is attached to the benzene ring. In general, aromatic compounds undergoes electrophilic substitution reaction. Now we'll see the electrophilic substitution reactions of anisole. The first one is halogenation. What do you mean by halogenation? Introduction of halogen group to the aromatic ring is called as halogenation. So anisole, when it is treated with bromine in ethanoic acid, you will get mixture of two products. One is orthobromoanisole and another one is para-bromoanisole. Because the methoxy group attached to the benzene ring is orthopara director. That means the methoxy group allows the incoming group which will come and occupy at ortho and para position. Among these two products, the orthobromoanisole is the minor product and the para one is the major product. Now we'll see the next reaction, nitration reaction. What do you mean by nitration reaction? Introduction of nitro group, NO2 group to the aromatic ring is called as nitration reaction. Normally, this reaction takes place in the presence of nitrating mixture. What do you mean by nitrating mixture? Very good. Mixture of concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid is called as nitrating mixture. In this reaction, sulfuric acid acts as a dehydrating agent. What do you mean by dehydrating agent? Dehydrating means removal of water molecule. So sulfuric acid is used as a catalyst as well as it is used for the removal of water molecule. When anisole is heated with the nitrating mixture, here also you will get mixture of two products. One is orthonitroanisole and another one is para-nitroanisole. Among these two products, the para-nitroanisole is major one and the orthonitroanisole is the minor product. Then Friedel-Crafts reaction. What is the catalyst normally used in Friedel-Crafts reaction? Anhydrous aluminium chloride. So there are two types of Friedel-Crafts reaction. One is alkylation, another one is acetylation. When anisole is treated with methyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride and CS2, you will get mixture of two products, 2-methoxytoluene, which is minor, and another one is 4-methoxytoluene, the major product. When anisole is treated with acetyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride, we are getting two products. One is ortho, another one is para. That is 2-methoxyacetophenone, the minor product, and 4-methoxyacetophenone, major product. This reaction is called as alkylation. That means an alkyl group is attached to the aromatic ring. So this reaction is called as Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Another one is when anisole is treated with acetyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride. As we see already, here also we are getting two products, namely 2-methoxyacetophenone and 4-methoxyacetophenone. Here 4-methoxyacetophenone is the major product and 2-methoxyacetophenone is the minor product, because due to steric hindrance, the 2-methoxyacetophenone is the minor one and 4-methoxyacetophenone is the major product. Let us see the uses of anisole. Anisole is a precursor to the synthesis of perfumes and insecticides, pheromones, and it is also used as a pharmaceutical agent. Okay, with that we can wind up the class. Before that, what we have seen in the class. So today we have seen what are ethers, how they are classified, and how the structure of ether can be explained. Then what are the preparation of ether, properties, and how does anisole undergoes electrophilic substitution, and uses of ether and anisole. So thank you very much. Go and read it. Do you have any doubts? You please come and ask me in the next class. I will clarify your doubts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear students, for your kind attention and your kind cooperation. You please go home and go through the lesson. If you have any doubts, you please come and ask me. I will clarify your doubts. Thank you.